Finally, something positive to talk about in crypto, as we've seen a great start to today. I want to get into the conversation of one of the more hot cryptos that we've been talking about. Let's get into ZCASH a little bit and break down where it can go and how high the price for ZEC can go if we do sustain what we've been seeing here in the last 24 hours. I'll give you guys my personal beliefs and thoughts. Always remember that none of this is financial advice. Always be sure to do your own research and due diligence. Let's talk about it. Let's get down into it. If you haven't hit the like button or subscribe, please do so right now. And let's try to answer this question: how high can ZCASH price go? Okay, so looking at the crypto bubbles, you can see it, one of the bigger bubbles of the day, up 20+%. So an outstanding little rebound here, as we did see it as low as $344 to start off in the last 24 hours. And looking back at the last month, okay, so just in 1 day's time, we're talking about a crypto that had some serious movement as it was trading as low as $311 per one ZEC, now firmly back above the $400 level. And the funny thing about today, though, if we are going to look at it, we gained back 4 spots in market cap. Okay, so ranking 17th now, and that is something where if you look at the month overall, down 3 spots. So it's kind of interesting to kind of allude to what we had going on, as ZCASH was trading as high as $715. Just a little bit in time ago. Okay, impressive year though, up 459%. If you do look at $700 being the high point for the last 365 days, the all-time high, if we do want to get into that conversation, is something worth noting. But I do kind of lend myself to the opinion, if we are going to go back in time and look at ZCASH, because this kind of does all tie into the question that we're looking at. What are we talking about within the ceiling for ZCASH? Okay, and looking at the all-time chart here, this is kind of what's important. 2020, you can see that outbreak that we had in that bull run, and then a couple blips along the way. But ever since then, guys, we've been on a steady downward trajectory until recently. And this is kind of where all-time highs were set for ZEC. And it's going to be one of those cryptos I think firmly is in the conversation. And for me personally, I am potentially looking to long this crypto. I'm not telling you guys to buy or sell crypto. That's just kind of where I stack up. If we do get a nice little dip, which I do kind of see this going one or two ways. This is kind of where we're going to see crypto kind of resurge. The resurgency of crypto, as Bitcoin has breached 90,000, but Ethereum's still lagging at 3,100. If Bitcoin gets back over 100,000, I would not be shocked if ZCASH got back into the 6s. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, guys, it's not financial advice, just sharing with you guys what I'm looking at in the market. Now, before we get into that article, I do want to share the Bitcoin Hyper presale. This is one that is currently running with over $29 million raised. Okay, it's a layer 2 crypto meme coin with a Pepe spin on Bitcoin. That kind of merging of narratives, right? Bitcoin hitting all-time highs this year. Pepe, it's one of the darlings in the meme coin space. And now they're claiming the fastest Bitcoin layer 2 chain that does have staking available. Check it out. Links will be down below for not only Bitcoin Hyper if you do want to buy into this presale, but also the Best Wallet. Okay, and that's where you can use a Best Wallet to very easily get into these crypto presales. You will find those links down below in the description. Make sure you check out the FAQs, the white paper, all that good stuff before making any decisions for yourself. And please do your due diligence. Okay, these crypto pre-sales, some of them work, some of them don't. So always exercise caution. Never put in more than you're willing to lose. That's kind of what I do, and just looking to hit on a couple of these that will end up paying off for us in the long run. That's been my strategy. But guys, as I told you guys, I will never tell you to buy or sell crypto. But if you do want to get involved, Bitcoin Hyper, links are down below. Okay, back into the question that we came here to answer, though. If you do hold ZCASH or you're looking into it, how high can that price go? All right, a lot of bullish momentum. We have broke through the long-term trend line that we alluded to there on the trading view. And for those of you that do not know, ZCASH is mainly a privacy crypto. Okay, they're in the privacy niche, and that is something where, as we do look at it, 450 is going to be that resistance level that we do need to talk about, as we are just about $30 and change away from that. Okay. But if we're going to talk about that recent surge, now there is a lot of times where we do get these head fakes, right? Or pump fakes, whatever you want to call them. We'll get a nice day on the charts. Something macro goes on that we can't control. And then next thing you know, we're right back there where we started. Okay. But we've seen this increase after that considerable downturn that we've had over the last month. Like I said, 30%. And this recent spike, that there may be a little bit change in the overall sentiment within the crypto market. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is kind of alluding to what I talked about. ZCASH was booming. All right. It was the hottest crypto for about a week or two in the space, and privacy cryptos were booming. ZCASH was doing exceedingly well. And then all of a sudden, poof, Bitcoin, Ethereum falls off the table. ZCASH falls with it. Not necessarily anything that they're doing, but unfortunately, some of the macro trends and just the big swings that we do see affecting the overall market does have that trickle down effect into some of the altcoins such as ZCASH, okay? But they're in a good position. The next few months, privacy cryptos will start to pick up again. You look into some of the news here, right? Freely, which is an anonymous phone service. Not sure how long that will last, but launching in the United States, offering a new approach to privacy, okay? Now, the reason why this is something that's very important, this was done by the co-founder of ZCASH, okay? And that's something where you look into the zero knowledge proofs that made it possible to do these payments without sharing any things payment related, such as credit cards or bank details, very much in tune with the privacy sector, okay? So that zero knowledge technology being used as a privacy tool is kind of what they pride themselves on, okay? And also, I think that that's where the red flags come into play between the SEC officials and a lot of regulators that do want crypto to be crypto. They want digital currency, but it does kind of raise that question mark. How long are they going to let the kids play in the sandbox when it comes to keeping the government out of the loop and remaining anonymous, okay? So recently, we talked about the surge that we have seen, okay, but the momentum indicators such as the MACD and the moving average that are looking at a very bullish metric right here, okay? How long can we sustain this, all right? If you look back to the pop that we had taking us to $700, it was very sudden, a lot of consolidation along the way, and then a lot of sell-off. Okay, now we have seen a nice little stretch here, but this is not the only time that we did reach $400. We did so back on December 5th. So it could be a short-lived kind of surge, or it might be something more sustained. And guys, like I tell you in all the videos, nobody has that crystal ball when it comes to crypto. Always be sure to make sure that you make the best decisions for yourselves. But as we get out of this video, if you haven't subscribed, please do so now and leave a comment. Do you think ZCASH, is this for real, or is this a pump fake that's kind of leading us into the next pullback where ZCASH can't hold on to $400 on the price? Okay, I want to know your thoughts down below, but I thank you guys for all tuning in and watching. If you haven't, also click the link, check out Bitcoin Hyper. You will find that down below in the description, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.